Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Yalik, and it's Thursday, and that almost meant that we didn't have a War Factory video because this is the same layout that we had last week. And honestly, last week I used Warriors. That was a lot of fun because normally I don't get to use Warriors on a War Factory. But having the same layout 2 weeks in a row and doing the exact same thing is not fun. So I don't know why Supercell can't get their act together. I have my videos separated out by playlists. I have a whole separate playlist for War Factories. I didn't go back and look, but you can, and see, scroll down a few in the War Factory videos and look for the one titled Rant. It can't be more than 2 months old, and this one is also going to be a rant video because the same thing happened. I want to say it was like August, so maybe 3 months. I'm not quite sure, but same thing happened. That time, I believe, actually, Supercell had the excuse that they give their employees a month off, and so I think that might have been the reason why we ended up with a repeat, because basically there was no one manning the ship. But what's the excuse this time? Like, seriously, there's so War Factory can have the HQ over here, and it can have the HQ over here, and it can be up top where those shock launchers are, and it can be down over here, and it can also be up over here, and it can be back over in here. That's a whole bunch of different War Factory layouts. I don't know how many there are in total, the basic layouts that we see, but seriously, how hard is it to rotate them and then every week make a couple of minor modifications? The only differences from last week to this week, these shock launchers were not here last week, and over here these two grapplers were mortars, just like the two mortars beside them, and the blaster wasn't there. There was really nothing there. So, you know, which would be fine. Those minor modifications would be fine if we hadn't seen this for a month or two, if they were doing these in a regular rotation. But, you know, from when it's 1 week to the next, I just don't understand why that should ever happen. Oh yeah, look at the HQ. I've never noticed that. Little conveyor belt there. Sparks flying, and there are things riding around in there. It looks like that looks like a battery or a power cell. I wonder if it changes. Nope, same thing every time. Looks like a battery. Interesting. Cool. So, what we're going to do here, because I don't want to do this with Warriors again, but I do want to do some kind of a video, is we're going to do what I said probably should have been the correct thing to do last week. So, let's see. We're going to use Zukas because I used the Warriors really for the novelty. That was it. We're going to use the Zukas, and let's see. What should we do? So the shock launchers, first of all, we got to find our kill zone. Now, normally the kill zone would be up next to these boom cannons, but do we actually want to do that? I think I'm going to use Sparky, and I think I'm going to hack out. Things are very low health here, too. I think I'm going to hack out these mortars. And let's see. Yeah, so we'll hack out those mortars, and then we can just do a shock on these machine guns with the blaster. I'm going to BART out this stuff up here. Actually, if I can get the double tap off, which will be tricky in this environment, maybe I'll hack out that the mortar up top too. What I want to do is to make this as easy as possible, because these lasers over here are no joke, and I do need to get that shock down. And honestly, I would BART out machine guns because machine guns are low health anyway, but the machine guns are next to a blaster, and so the blaster is, you know, I'm not BARTing that out over almost 90,000 health. Yeah, so that's not happening. But they can all easily be shocked together. So I'm going to remove all of this stuff so we don't have to think about it, and this stuff so we don't have to think about it. So it'll just be the two shocks. It will be machine guns and blaster, and then the lasers. And health on HQ low, fairly low, under 5, which is also a slight difference from last week. But anyway, I think last week was like 540 or something, 550, and this is just under 5. So that's it. The only tricky thing here will be that double tap. So let's go ahead and get that part out of the way. Double tap and re-smoke, hopefully to get up to the second mortar. We'll see how that goes. I am going to use a flare on this one because I want to control her path a little bit better than otherwise might be possible if I just... I'm gonna live life dangerously there, but alright. Probably should be using critters, but because of where she's standing at the edge of the smoke, we're not going to. Alright, so only got one, did not get the second. She is set to hack though. And boy, those lasers come in hot. I don't know if we're going to be able to get there now because we've used extra smoke. Looks like we'll be alright. Not a ton of GBE left over for barding things, but that's okay. I think the health on, I looked at the health on those, what are they called, up top, flamethrowers, is under 30,000. Really, really low health on things today. So I don't probably think maybe one more hit to clean this up, but yeah, and there's really not much to be said for free GBE today because of the rocket launchers over there. So all of this stuff is defended. And this stuff over here, those grapplers are going to get you. And the grapplers, I mean, there's 4 of them, so they're going to eat you up pretty quickly. So we'll just call it a day on that attack. Probably one more setup hit, clear the mines, and I think we're good to go. Clear the mines, finish off the flamethrowers. Yeah, current health 13, original health was just under 30,000. The health on these will be even lower because machine guns are very low health. I wonder, pure GBE, I wonder if we could get both of those. Because, let's see, that machine gun is going to range a little bit. But if I could get some of like these two guys down, I actually could place the shock over here. Kind of, let's see, do we? Yeah. Place the shock over here about here and try to get those 2 grapplers as well. I think we're going to try that. So just GBE this attack. Yeah, kind of disappointed. Not going to lie. Don't understand how it can be so difficult. You know, like set yourself a reminder. Remember to change the war factory this week. That's got to be somebody's job. And we should have enough. Yeah, perfect. And we'll be able to clear those mines out as well. And we actually have enough for one more art. And is there anything we can really do with that? No, so encore. Not encore, as in, never mind. On the core. Yeah, disappointed. I guess we'll the first video, I'm trying not to be overly negative about this, but the first video I did, I started trying to do with the warriors again. Just like, this is... Okay, well, that's obviously got to happen. Actually, the resources on that aren't terrible, so we're going to tag that. I'm sorry, this is a distraction. It's not really why we're here. We're going to tag that as a base for resources. This guy's obviously trying to... Well, no, he's not necessarily trying to drop VP. Definitely trying to be funny. And you know what? I appreciate that. Had a discussion a couple days ago. There was a Facebook page devoted to Boom Beach, and people were posting the cutest base designs that they've seen. Like, people do scorpions or crabs or hearts, or I've seen Hello Kitty. I always, I like when those bases come up. I'm never going to take the time to design one of those bases myself because I'm the least artistic person in the world. But, I do appreciate it when, of course, I have Do Not Disturb on, but Do Not Disturb does not work on text messages. So hopefully we can pull off our shocks here, and I think we're good to go. But it's always cool when those bases come up on your map. I do appreciate the effort that people have put into them. And I also appreciate the fact that they're, kind of... I feel like it's sort of almost saying hi to you. Here, I did this. I designed this thing to amuse you. Hope you like it. We're going to go like that. We're going to go up here and get walking because, yeah. Just about to get wrecked. Should go... Now, the one thing I will say, like this... I like this layout. This was one of the first layouts that I ever used All-Zuka on, and that was with the Hot Pot version, and the Hot Pot version is pretty interesting. We're going to get the shocks out a little bit on the early side because I want to see how I did with the lasers. I think we got them all. And I don't think we're going to need any more. So, pretty easy War Factory, and yeah, I mean, well, I guess, but yeah, this is one of the first ones that I beat with all Zuka, and I will say that it is kind of, when you're learning Zuka, oh cool, it is exhilarating to walk your Zukas successfully through, or right beside, just a forest of hot pots. My heart was in my throat, not gonna lie. Much easier with the sniper towers there. But the thing is, they will walk, if you notice the path that they took there, they will walk that path every time. If you flare from the beach up to that spot, behind the boom cannons, that's the typical kill zone, the girls will walk that same path every single time. Watch here. They're going to go up to, I believe, here, and then around that sniper tower, and up with... So, very predictable, and so that makes it much easier to smoke. So, do keep an eye out for stuff like that if you are... Oh, went to the other side of the blaster, but, you get the idea in either way. I mean, you put that smoke so that you're covering both options just in case, because then you know pretty much where they're going to be. And that's, I mean, it's the same thing that you do when you walk Zukas on operation maps. If you were truly a Zuka master, you would know all of the paths, and you would always know where your Zukas were going to be walking, because they will walk predictably when you use the same flare points and so on the same maps. The same map as last week in this case. But, yeah. So, a fairly easy War Factory, but, I mean, I am kind of fond of that layout to end on a positive note because of that memory with the hot pots and getting the Zukas through there. Do remember a fail happening, and, well, you know what happens when Zukas peek next to hot pots, but anyway, did get that one down, did get this one down, and, that's pretty much all we've got for today. Like the video, thumbs up. If you have any explanation why Supercell is repeating these things, if it bugs the crap out of you, feel free to drop a comment. Maybe some people don't notice. I don't know. War Factory is kind of a big deal for me, so I do. Maybe other people don't care. Maybe other people just want to see it go down and whatever. Anyway, I will catch you later and hope you have a great day. I'm out.